So, what was the reason that you left your country?
Uh, Actually, everybody knows what's going on in the country. That means which means in Eritrea, uh, it's not everybody. Everyone must have to go to military service, and there is no way to go to school, and even if they there is no democracy, and you cannot speak whatever you want. That means about your right, about another person's right, about your administration, about your education. You don't have any free speech. That means, and basically this in that countries everything is controlled by the dictator. That means it's going on for 30 years. It's one president without any election, without any political parties, or without any separation powers. So I decided to left my country when I was 17 or 17 half. Then my grandfather helped me to, to escape from that country, and he he put with my uncle, and with my uncle together we left from Eritrea to Ethiopia. That's with our Eritrean neighbor. Then from Ethiopia, then we crossed to Sudan. In Sudan, I stayed in Sudan more than 3 months or 3 months and a half. Then I continued my travel. I traveled to Libya in Sahara. From Sudan, think up to 50 kilometers. Then we start Sahara, as we call desert. It's Great Desert. Sudan Sahara, and particularly we continue our voyage to Chad, and just a little more than 10 days or 15, yeah, 10 days. 10 days we were in Sahara. Then from Chad to Libya, I think 7 or 6 days in Sahara also. Uh, then we continued from on the Sahara. This is a very difficult situation. Is you cannot get enough water for drink. Just we have one bottle of water from Sudan. Then you must have to save as much you can to save the water to drink on the Sahara for 5 6 days. One bottle. Then you can if you not manage your water, you cannot survive on the Sahara. And now I remember that when we was travel from, we were 17 people in one car, and three of them are dead on the Sahara because of shortage of water. So I remember that it was very difficult, this difficult situation. Then we arrived on some Turbula or some, they call the city Turbula on the Sahara. Then we get from some we get some smugglers there. Also the smugglers are black smugglers, and most of them are Libyan. That also they ask us to pay money, even if we didn't agree with them with such high money. That's more than $3,000. But we first we agreed to pay $1,000, but they doubled the money. Then we don't have any choice. We have to pay this. You can have, you ask your family and you must have to pay. If you don't have to pay, they put you on the prison and they torture you. Then they they do whatever they want. There is no rule, there is nothing. There is no police. Then we arrived in Libya. We arrived on the seaside in Libya. They have a lot of magazines, hangars. They put thousands of in one hangar. It's a small hangar, but they put together in one hangar until you cross, until the safe. If the sea is not safe, you cannot cross the sea. You must have to wait on the hangar. Then they ask us again to pay the money for the to cross the Italy. Another money, that means extra money. We must have to 2,000. They ask, we pay already before, but after 7 months again they ask us to pay 2,000. Then we cannot pay 2,000 again. Then they start torturing us. They start hitting us. They start, even if they start shooting someone, they shoot you on your leg, or they shoot you on your somewhere. They shoot just try to terrify you, to get money from you. They do whatever they want to get the money. So they torture us, even if we didn't eat food for a couple of days. And then after that, at the same time, they started also the war. Then, if you have opportunity, if they start the war, the civil war among of them, then you have opportunity to left the hangar. That's what I did, and I left the hangar. I go to the seaside, and I got some fisherman. He's very good Libyan. I never thought the Libyan guy is very good, but he helped me to travel, and even if he helped me more than $600 or $700 to cross the sea, then I lived with him around 1 month, and he took me to seaside to cross to Italy. That means then I got to ship we got to ship more than 300 around 300 from Eritrea, Somalia, Ethiopia, or even if Libya, they were there, and from Chad, Nigeria, Ghana. There's from almost 20 countries we are together on the boat, almost 300 guys, and we start the voyage. We travel around 8 or 7 hours. Then we got some iron workers. I think they save us. They save us. That means they get us, and they transfer to the big boat, and they took us to Italy. And when we arrived in Italy, they accept us, and they took everything, the fingerprints and the signs, our name and our nationality. They take everything. They start their system of that they call relocation system. That means then, especially we from Eritrea and Syria and Yemen, they also Somalian, they put us together on another hangar, and they differentiate to most part of Italian. Then we wait to travel another European member countries. That's a relocation system. That means then I wait there for more than 6 months. Then I got my chance. I got to the country Slovenia, and then I traveled to Slovenia. I guess Slovenia. I was in Slovenia more than 6 months. I wait to decision, and I got positive decision, and I'm living here in Slovenia now more than 2 years, and everything is okay now. Here, life is totally different from what I seen when I was in my country. Especially when I think Europe is everything is fine, everything is what we call bed to bed. That's what we think is that, but the reality is another. When you came here, it's the same. It's everything is you have the right to do whatever you want, but it's very challenging. It's very difficult to continue life here in Europe, because you cannot get simply work, you cannot get simply education, even if you have education in your country. In your country, the language is a very big barrier here in Europe. Totally in Europe, they have first you must have to learn the language, then you must have to follow the rules all to get any access of the job. Then you cannot follow. You cannot first of all you cannot learn as much as fast the language. So if you not learn the language, you cannot get the job. If you not get the job, you cannot get money. So how can you survive? That's very difficult. Then that is very different what I was assumed from my country. Here in Europe, everybody think that life is very easy, but it's totally wrong. Here in Europe, everything is difficult.